This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com on the play for our third match in a row. That's nice. So that definitely doesn't happen much when I'm playing in leagues. Well, we have a bunch of one drops, and we have no. Oh, we're playing control. We're playing Niv Delight. It looks like um, four lands. I mean, I hate to put it to the bottom, but we could easily just do nothing for a few turns and then die to a Niv Mizzet. Do we want to mulligan and hope to find a few more combo pieces, or do we want to trust in the magic gods? We need multiple combo pieces, so this isn't much better to be honest, but plains, goddess shrine. Alright, well we can put the plains to the bottom. At least we have somewhat of a finisher. So yeah, it's tier 1 all day, I guess. We played, that's a plains, this is a plains. We played Amelia combo and then mono green, and now it looks like we're playing Niv Delight. So really running the Mardu Aristocrat deck through the ringer here. I wonder if just in Pioneer, do we want that? I mean, it is one of our combo pieces, but we need both lands and a Blood Artist effect, so now our opponent knows we're not just Rakdos. Anyway, I wonder if just Pioneer leagues are all there are only a handful of tier decks. I wonder if they're all just the leagues are full of just the tier decks and people don't brew and test out too much in the leagues. Well, okay, it is just a lot of fun playing in the free zone against some of the brews you see. Well, it's unfortunate. All right, run that out there unprotected, but we don't want to. Maybe we just want to maximize our mana and hope they don't have like a lightning helix in hand or something like that, or some way to interact. Hoping that they're gonna spend their turns just making land drops. We would like to see. That's a good one. Now we want to see a Blood Artist effect. That's what we really are hoping for. So the good thing about having a Cartel Aristocrat out for against any sort of control strategy is if they do have a sweeper that's exile only, we can respond by sacrificing our creatures to get them in the graveyard for later. Alright, maybe I'm off on what this deck is doing. Who knows? Oh, oh yeah, no, this is definitely Niv Delight. I mean, that's just the worst for us, right? Because of just the incidental life gain. They're gonna put themselves far out of reach of our Aristocrat pinging strategy, and they can just cast Niv Mizzet next turn. I think our best draw would be Butcher of the Horde and just try to. But even then, like our opponent untaps plays Niv Delight or Niv Mizzet, and we are in trouble. So one idea I was toying with while I was thinking about this deck before I could get to play a league was putting now I'm blanking on the name, the edict or the whatever that come on, I just bought it too, the black spell, one black, one colorless, sacrifice a creature, and then it's a tutor. Could get something. I was thinking about putting 4 of those in the sideboard so that I could just have silver bullets against these decks and just play one of the cards that I think are good against them, and then have 4 of those and bring those in every time against stuff like this, so then I can sacrifice the creatures, go get those silver bullets, and try to hate my opponent out. Um, Obviously, that card could find a home in the 60. It's not edict, but it's weighing our opponent's doing something over there. Uh, let's see. I can tell you the name. I'm sure you already thought of the name of it, but hey, they went to combat. And they don't care. They might take 4, but man, they're like, whatever. We can. Blood Artist effect would be nice. Butcher of the Horde, like I said, off the top, also very nice. Um, so do we want to Nixless to set us up for next turn and hope to draw a Blood Artist effect um, in order to get it out of range of any other kill spells? Or do we want to just Butcher and start putting pressure on our opponent's life total? I think the only way we have a chance of this is if we can pressure our opponent's life total. I mean, that's a lot of damage, but this is. I think they only play one of these too. Is what's so backbreaking. I think they play. Maybe they play 4 at this point, but I don't think they only play 1. And just to have it is like the best card against us, on top of already playing a deck that's really powerful. Um, Man, all right. We'll see what happens. And then they're just gonna gain 5. Yep. Here it comes. So it's our best way out of this. Bring the light. Gain 5. Go get a Niv Mizzet. Or get an Exile effect. Who knows what they're going to get. Oh no, it's only 2 colors. Alright, so gain 2. That's something. Not much, but it's something. And then in Sunfall, exile all creatures. Alright, so this is why we don't want to... so we will... That doesn't really matter. I should have sacrificed something else. But... I should have sacrificed... You should have used the Butcher of the Horde to sacrifice the Cartel Aristocrat. That was a mistake. Can I sack itself? No, I can't. Oh, that's definitely a mistake because we need that to get back with... Yeah, that was a mistake. All right, so always use the Butcher to sacrifice the Cartel Aristocrat so in response to the exile effect so that you can then get it back. Cruel Celebrant, and that's why. All right, so... What is their follow-up play? So Cruel Celebrant's good. Man, that was a mistake. That might come back to haunt us. Because not only is it just another creature on the battlefield, but it's our sack outlet for 2 mana. So if we drew a... if we draw a Rally the Ancestors, that could be the difference in this game. Just that one small mistake, using the Butcher to sack it instead. Or whatever, using it to sack the Butcher instead of the Butcher to sack it. Because if we draw the Rally, play this, untap, suddenly we're in business with draining them out if we can get a hit in before they gain a bunch of life. But, the chances are that our opponent's going to untap and cast something like a Niv Mizzet, gain 5 life, and be fine. Yep, as expected. So now they go up by 5. And now they refill their hand. So yeah, I brought in Draenith Magistrate, Aven Mind Sensor to help combat this, but if you just naturally have the Niv Mizzet in your hand, then, it doesn't really matter. What can we find to get us out of this? If it's a rally, I'll be sad. I don't think it really matters, even if it is a rally, but... so we can go white, black, white, black. Fight the good fight for a little while. We'll give it another turn. I think we're probably out of it though. There is another ancient cornucopia. Maybe they've upped it to more than one. Um, Pillage the bog. I mean, they can just go and search for. They have so many ways of finding things now. This will gain them 2. Pillage the bog will gain them 2. Both will dig them deeper into their deck. Hit us for 6. We're out of cards. I mean, a rally is our only way here. We could sack something to grow the Ob Nixilis, but that is a losing strategy when we can only sack the thing that grows our Ob Nixilis. So I think we need a rally. And probably still isn't enough, to be honest. This is why we play what we play in our sideboard, though, to help combat this type of strategy. We do have the anti-life gain. We have ways to hose their Niv-Delight. We have ways to hose the searching, but we don't have a way to just stop them from straight up playing Niv-Mizzet from hand. What are they going to target? Probably the Ob Nixilis. Okay. Well, there goes that plan. Got you for 1. Watch out now. I mean, even a rally is not going to get us anywhere close. Their opponent's just going to gain so much life incidentally from their ramp. Yep. Gain 2 up to 18. So a rally 1, 2, 3. Rally for 2 would get us 2, 4, 6 points of damage. We're on a 3-turn, 4-turn clock. I mean, we give it a shot. We'll fight the good fight for a little bit longer. And I mean, they have another Niv-Mizzet to gain 5 more life next turn if they want. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to scoop. We'll see what we draw just for fun though. Yep. Getting in. 6 man. 6/6 is so powerful. Yeah. All right. You know, I love dragons, and I've never played a Niv-Mizzet deck, so maybe that's what I need to do. I mean, he is one of the one of the better dragons. All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and scoop it up. What can we? So you're gonna bring in this, I think. That's not good. Can bring in this. Can bring in the abrades. I mean, this is a lot of reactive stuff is the problem. So then we take out the maybe we take out impact trimmers. Take out the fables. Maybe we take out some of our 1-drops. Do we want the fables? I mean, they do dig. Off next list you can see is just a little slow. Maybe we take out. Without the Ob Nixilis, we just don't have any way. Alright, I think this is our plan. Leyline does shut down their other Niv. I don't think they play too many Nivs, though. Alright, can our sideboard plan get us a game against Niv-Mizzet? I think we want to see like 3 lands, a 1-drop into a 2-drop with an abrade, and a Tybalt. And then we want to draw some of our other pieces. Or not even, if not a Tybalt, maybe a Drannith Magistrate. Now, Drannith Magistrate, I think, does nombo with our Rally of the Ancestors, so we have to keep that in mind. But I feel like it's too good to pass up. Alright, well, we can nerf some life gain. We cannot cast a Tybalt in our hand. We have 4 lands. Man. At least we have our... What do we want to put into the bottom, though? Butcher is just a powerful... I mean, I think we're just in trouble. Rally is one of our best cards if we can not... We don't even have the mana for it. If we can fill our graveyard, but we don't even have a way to fill our graveyard right now. Yeah, I feel like mulling, this is the way the deck feels, though, when you look at it on paper. You're like, man, how does it ever win? We need a lot of help off the top to get there, I think. And I don't play Thoughtseize. I thought about it. There's just so many good cards that you can put in the sideboard, to be honest. Well, my babysitter just texted, so... Alright, well, we got the 4th land. Alright, well, Bray doesn't hit enchantments. Okay, Haunted Witness. Then if you control 4 more lands, untap that land. Okay, so now we're getting our combos together, which is nice. We have to shock ourselves because we want to be able to abrade if they untap with that cornucopia. Or something else. Who knows what could be worse, but we're setting up for a semi-fast clock with this Butcher. I'm glad we kept it and not the Rally. I guess the lesson there is no way to fill your graveyard. Keep the thing the big beater. Alright, untap or tap down to cast that cornucopia. Thank you. And now we go to their end step. Destroy artifact. That problem is out. Still don't want to Draneth Magistrate. Okay, we are looking good right now. So what do we want as our... We have 2 black sources, 2 red. I guess we want another white source. Always yield. Always yield. Get this haste. Attack with all creatures. So hopefully they don't untap and just do another one. That would make us sad. Or Leyline Binding. I mean, this is a great turn for us. It's just, I'm not sure it's going to be enough. So we have... If we draw into, like, a Haunted Witness or a... If they don't do anything with our board, let's just say they untap and... Or do something like that. That does have flying, so that blocks. That changes things a little bit. I was going to say, if we can get another hit in and have another creature that replaces itself, we can drain them some. So that would be good. Leyline Binding, pretty good for our opponent. Do they have another land? They probably do, but it's tapped. Okay, so this is our chance to maybe find, like, another Abrade and swing in and then drain out. So Abrade off the top is our only way out, I think. That's our best draw right now to finish them off. Abrade? Maybe? Nope. So Abrade, man, the flying, man, it's brutal. So the Abrade would allow us to kill that and swing in. So if we would have killed that, put them to 5, 6, 7. We'd have done 3, and then sacrifice 1, 2, 3 for Xaxes. Well, it just says your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere. Yeah, it's good to read cards, folks. Let's just remember that. Nah, we should have probably done the Draneth Magistrate first. That's a mistake, because they could theoretically just take a hit and block. At which point the Draneth Magistrate would have been lethal had we, but they're not going to do that. So we could sack. I think I took out the Fables, didn't I? So I don't know if we really need to. So they're at 5 right now. However, they have a Leyline Binding. Sacrifice another creature, so there's nothing we can do about that. And then we're missing, man, they could just untap and do a lot of things right now with that much mana. So we're left hoping to top deck now another Butcher, if we, depending on what they run out. Leyline Binding on the Butcher has instant. I think they can cast it instant speed. Alright, they're going to do that Bog card. Pillage the bog, looking for an answer, it looks like. Knowing that they have the Leyline Binding that they can always run out if they want at instant speed. Probably looking to see if they want to get rid of this Draneth Magistrate, I imagine. Hopefully that can nerf what they're up to a little bit. So we kind of, man, if they're going to Leyline Binding something, right? The Leyline Binding, draw a card. Assume they're going to go after the Butcher. I mean, that's the biggest threat. That puts them dead on board if they don't. I think we just have to let it go. I mean, it's unfortunate, but... And hopefully they do not have another Leyline Binding and that we draw another Butcher. So, Butcher off the top. Butcher off the top. Oh, God. Our opponent's like ecstatic over there. They have 6 cards in hand. We have 1, and we drew a land. So that is one of the dangers of this deck. Flooding out. I mean, we drew back-to-back lands when we really needed... I mean, we drew well. Don't get me wrong. We drew really well. But we really wanted back-to-back lands, and now we don't even have a sack outlet, and they have exile effects. So we are in big trouble. They're untapping with a up the beanstalk. Maybe they just have ways to cast spells for free, you know, to like Niv the Light or whatever, Bring the Light. They don't have the actual Niv, is it? Sunfall, exile all creatures. Draw a card, and we don't have a sack outlet anymore. So yeah. Pretty good for our opponent. What can we do? What can we hope to draw? They're at 5. 5's not a lot. Tybalt maybe? Start nerfing life gain, putting a body on the battlefield. Cartel Aristocrat. That would have been good last turn. So if we had drawn the Cartel Aristocrat last turn, we could have drained our opponent, put everything in the graveyard, except for it. Got our opponent down to 2. Now I don't even want to run it out there, to be honest. So we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I mean, we can next turn. We're just not going to play it because we want it to live, and we have the land in hand that we can play untapped if we draw the Butcher. We just have to hope our opponent doesn't have ways to get Niv, doesn't have ways to... I mean, yeah, 7 cards in hand, 6 cards in hand. I don't think there's many ways that we're going to lose, or that they're going to lose this game. And they must have... Now they still have the 5 manas to draw 2 cards, and then look at 10 cards when Niv Mizzet. And they're at 5, and they'll have a 6/6 blocker. I mean... Rally... If we had Blood Artist effect in the graveyard, might be the draw that would get us out of them just playing a Niv. Even then, we don't have it in the graveyard. So, alright, what are they up to? Have they found one of their many ways of getting a niv out? See, it didn't show me the colored mana they were tapping for. I don't understand. Yeah, there goes it. Alright, so this is not the worst niv. It's a 5/5. Hexproof from mono colored. Draw some cards. So this means if we do draw into a butcher, we can at least like swing in, but I still think we're so far. It is a butcher. Alright. Okay, so we play the butcher, play the cartel aristocrat, sack the aristocrat, swing in, and they still are at 7. They still have 7 cards, and we still have 0. So I just don't think that's a winning strategy either. I'm not sure what a winning strategy is when your opponent has 7 cards in this entire board state, and we have 0 cards. We could chip in with the cartel aristocrat next turn to try to get some damage in. They have ways of I guess I clicked through into combat, so that makes the decision for me, which is fine. I was going to lean towards not attacking. We just don't have... I don't think... The only way we're going to come back is that our opponent doesn't have any way to answer our board, and we draw like a Blood Artist effect into something else. There aren't many ways we can come back, actually. As I'm sure you know. But I don't think leaving our opponent with 7 cards in hand and us with nothing on the board is a winning strategy either. So we just have to hope and that they don't do what they're about to do, which they are. So, well, Niv Delight, man. I think it preys on our strategy, our mid-range type strategy, because it's just a better mid-range deck. So they get to draw some more cards, then they get to Niv Mizzet. And yeah, just like we don't have an answer in our deck for anything they're doing. And then they can do it again with the Niv Mizzet Supreme. Alright, well, we'll scoop it up. I mean, you never know, right? But, wow. 3 Godless Shrines off the top. Yeah, there was no coming back. I'm not even sure how much of a fight we put up. We did get him to 5. We were in a position to maybe do something where we could have closed out that game, but, yeah, too much. Our sideboard cards almost came through for us. We didn't have a sack outlet to avoid the Sunfall Exile trigger. So yeah, tough matchup. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Pioneer Curious. Thanks for watching. This is Johnny Cycles. If you haven't already, check out my website, CyclesGaming.com, where you can read about my various commander decks, watch my modern brews in action, read the articles, and watch the gameplay from my Pioneer decks, and read my science fiction fantasy novel, The Podkind, that I'm publishing serially. If you like the content, please click that subscribe button on YouTube. Everybody counts. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one.